I need the key. Right here. I don't know why I thought I left it on the bike. There we go. Alright, we are back. Welcome to the channel again, guys. This is actually the same video or same day riding as the last video, but I was filming for too long and I was like, I'm not going to use all that footage, so let me just start another video and actually talk about something instead of just going on a ride. Let me slow down a little bit. We're gonna be going on a ride by the beach. Fingers crossed I don't get pulled over, because cops are pretty strict with loud exhaust and they don't like bikers by the beach. So yeah, and we're only 2 people, so we're an easier target than if we were in a big group. Thank you. I don't get pulled over. I forgot how loud this bike is until I started riding again. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty loud, but hey man, I know a lot of people don't believe in the loud pipes save lives, but I do, especially living in a populated area. A lot of people, back when I had the Acro slip-on, so when I had the Acro I didn't have the decat, so I still had my cats on, and it was pretty much just an Acro slip-on. And my bike was way too quiet, and a lot of people didn't actually hear me coming. Gotcha. Yeah, a lot of people didn't hear me coming, and as soon as I put this Toasty Shorty, and I know it's not the best for performance and a lot of people talk shit about it, but I like the way it sounds and looks, so that's why I went with it. And I'm gonna do that just in much never mind, I'm not even gonna try in my current condition. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, as soon as I got this exhaust, a lot of people actually like started hearing me, giving me room to pass and all of that. And if someone, like I've had a lot of people that wanted, you know, to cut in front of me without using their signal, and they heard me coming and they kind of like cut in front of you a little bit, and then they're like, oh shit, like they hear me coming and they correct themselves. So I've just been in enough situations where, okay, that's random, his BMW just started popping. Exact same time. So yeah, in my experience, loud pipes do help with people seeing you coming, well, hearing you coming technically, but you know, it makes them a little bit more aware. And plus it sounds better, so I'm all for it. But you know, cops are sometimes rude about it. Supra! Is that a Supra? Is it? Nah, it's a BMW. Keeping my RPMs really low, so I don't attract extra attention from the popo. I wanted to talk what bike you should get started on. I get this question so many times. I got a lot of comments. What bike do you think I should get started with? I don't know, like, is a 600 good enough? Should I go bigger? Should I go smaller? And I'm gonna address that in this video, you guys, while enjoying some pretty views and tight lane splits. So yeah, in my opinion, the bike you should get started on. Okay, let me pass this first. Ferrari. All right. bike that you should get started on really depends on who you are as a person. Personally, I started on a 300. A lot of people see the H2, the R1M, and they're like, oh, this guy just, you know, hopped on these super bikes, no experience, no nothing. I actually started on a 300. I'm not saying I rode that bike for too long. I barely had the 300. Look at that pretty view. I barely had the 300 for like a month. I only rode it for like 2 weeks, and then the other 2 weeks were pretty much just me trying to sell it. And it was great because I have never been on a motorcycle before. Like, I've ridden dirt bikes, quads, but not a street bike. And in my opinion, street bikes are completely different. So I wanted to be safe. Plus 300s are like super cheap. So start on a 300, kind of get comfortable with it, and then move up, because I know that I myself, I'm pretty crazy with driving, riding, all that stuff. So yeah, I was saying, I'm usually like a little more on the reckless side, R8, and that's why I started on a 300. I wanted to learn the basics, understand like how kind of bikes are supposed to move around cars and all that a little bit before kind of getting into, you know, some really fast bikes. Because just jumping up from a 300 to a 600, those are already like a big jump. 600s are like plenty. You do not need a bike faster than a 600 on the streets, to be honest. Like, even on the track, you need to be like really professional to push a liter bike to its limits. So a 600 is plenty for most people. I'm not gonna get into why I ride liter bikes. It's just personal preference for me. And yeah, so if you're the type of person that pretty much is a little bit more on the fearless side, you're a little reckless, you know that you speed here and there, all that stuff, start on a smaller bike, get used to the bike itself, get used to kind of like wherever you live, like driving is different, you know what I mean? So get used to like how everyone drives, how a bike is supposed to kind of like interact with drivers and stuff like that, or with other bikers. And then when you're ready, when you kind of like know the basics, take a motorcycle course. If you're really like worried and you don't trust yourself, take a course. It'll teach you a lot. And then when you're ready, move up to like a 600, or if you are really ready, you can even move up to a liter bike, to be honest. The beautiful thing, as long as it's a newer liter bike, the beautiful thing about newer liter bikes, that they have power modes, they have a bunch of technology that will help preventing you from crashing. And you don't get that technology on 600s. Liter bikes have way more technology, and that's why I'm saying that you can actually jump from a 300 to a liter bike after you gotten used to it and are pretty much comfortable on your 300. But if you're a tough person that's like 600 is good enough for me, I'm a safe person, I'm gonna take things like slowly, take my time learning all that stuff, respect the vehicle, then honestly you can just start. What's up guys, we're back. So I realized that the video actually cut short. My GoPro died while I was riding, so I'm here just to finish off the video. Got back home. R1M is back on the stand, and I think it cut off when I was telling you guys pretty much that like who should get what bike. And pretty much just to conclude the video, I just wanted to kind of make it short and tell you guys, if you guys are kind of like reckless, crazy, aggressive with your riding, then maybe you should start with a 300 and then slowly move your way up, or even get a 300, get super comfortable with it, and then jump up to a liter bike, because liter bikes actually have a lot of technology that will pretty much just save you if something would have happened. You have like a bunch of traction controls, power modes, and all that stuff. But if you are more of a cautious person, more kind of like responsible and all that stuff, then you actually don't need to start on a 300, as long as you know how to operate like the basics of the bike, like the clutch, getting it to roll, the friction zone, brakes, how to use your brakes, stuff like that, just the super basic stuff. If you know how to pretty much operate a motorcycle, then I think, and you're more of a like responsible person that kind of takes things slow, then I recommend you starting on a 600 just so you can save yourself some money because a lot of people start on a 300, they're like, ah shit, this is not for me, I already know how to ride, you know, that this was a mistake, and they move up very soon to a 600. And to me, moving from 300 to 600 is kind of a waste of money if you already kind of know the basics of riding. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is, if you're safe, if you're kind of somewhat responsible, or even a little bit afraid, get a 600, because at the end of the day, even newer 600s still have power modes. You can put, like, I remember my ZX6R, it was 2018, and it had a low power mode as well, which really cut the power down like by a lot. And it's really hard to kind of crash a 600 unless you're like very, very aggressive with it. And my friend is here with his GTR, but yeah, it's really hard to crash 600. So get a 600 and pretty much just enjoy that bike until you are ready to upgrade to a liter bike, or honestly 600 is usually more than enough too. Other than that, thanks so much for watching. Catch you guys in the next video. Let me show you the GTR.
It's a car, it's not a bike. They have many
Oh, back to the car.
back to the
No more bikes. Peace out. I'm not ready, but go.
Huh?
I'm not ready, but you can go whenever. I feel like I'm never ready with this car.
Like, I am not prepared.
Yeah.
Security right there.
A little bonus clip in the end of the video. That's what I'm gonna do this as. The torque always catches me off guard. Jesus. Yeah, it's so fun.
Slap a bitch.
Fortunately, my Hellcat couldn't do this at all.
That was second gear.
Sad we didn't film a GTR versus Hellcat video. Maybe if I get another red eye. Looking good. Oh, my knees can't do that.
Oh no. Dude, the tire shines I got, they're like healthy shines.